Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to Going Medieval and to the story of Woven Tales, which is a bit of a mess right now in the previous episode. Actually, is anyone going to go and bring you in? Yes, Belial. Oh, you hero, Belial. Manu's in a bad state, a really bad state. Why did you go back outside, Manu? Oh my good lord, you've got 5% blood. Okay, well, this is part of the big problem that we've got right now. Is Manu is bleeding to death, very very quickly, bleeding to death. We must get you a bed right now. But yes, in the story of Woven Tales in the last episode, we made some progress on the Great Hall, and we had two pretty chunky raids. One of them with trebuchets that actually wasn't that dangerous, and the other one with, like, can you please prioritize tending these wounds? I don't care what else you have to do. Please get that sorted. Move quickly. Mouse Karina is already tending to Dr. Lady Tara. Well done, Mouse Karina. Belial is not one of our primary caregivers, but hopefully you're going to be able to manage it, Belial. I realise that this is asking a lot. There's a lot at stake here. We need the pierced arm muscle and pierced leg muscle to be taken care of. You're down to 3% of your blood. Quickly, Belial, rush. Ah, my lord. Belial, if you manage this, then maybe I'm going to have to... Well, actually, I think you are one of our... No, you are one of our primary caregivers. You're just not especially good at it. But you're getting better, and this will be good training. Hopefully. Where are you? There we are. Literally, all eyes on Belial right now. Let's see. How does this go? Let's have a watch. And they are gushing with blood. They're down to 1% blood, Belial. Please save them. Come on. How's it going? And wounds tended. Their blood is going back. Manu came so close. So close. 1% blood. My lord. You can imagine the man was quite like a prune, just kind of collapsing in on themselves as all of the lack of blood pressure just left into their body. Oh my goodness. Can you also tend to my wife's biggest fan, though? As they do need a little bit of tending as well. Oh, that was so close. How are the rest of our peeps doing? Not great, honestly. Not great. You're tending wounds right there. Perhaps it is unconscious. You know what? That's probably going to be par for the course for today's episode. Okay, well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bump up the priority to 1 on everything. I have received so many wonderful comments on this series as a whole, but in the last 2 episodes especially, quite a lot of absolutely invaluable advice and suggestions on the ways that we can improve the general state of the colony, and also some poetry and other fan creations that I have absolutely adored having the opportunity to read through. So thank you ever so much for all of that. I really, really appreciate it. I'm sorry, Mouse Karina. River Knight, you're drafted. Please get up. Russell, what are you doing? You're hungry. I would really love it if you could go to sleep. Now, this is going to be a good opportunity for us to illustrate one of the problems. Loads of people have been suggesting that I build a hospital area, a specific room for convalescents. There is no way for me to prioritize it. If I right-click on a bed, the only thing I can tell them to do is to break it. If I click on a bed, there's no way of me telling them that this is a convalescence bed. There is no way of me making a hospital, as you can in similar games like RimWorld or even Stonehearth. There's no way of me giving them a bed that they will prioritize using if they're wounded over just a regular bed to sleep in. And so making a hospital becomes a little bit more difficult. You have to start kind of cheesing the way that the AI works. And I don't fully understand whether the AI picks a bed based on its raw distance, so as the crow flies, or its pathing distance. If it was pathing distance, then we might be able to build, for example, a little cellar with a couple of beds for convalescents down here, because they will typically be the closest to any path that a character could choose, and then we could put some medicine right next to it. Alternatively, we could perhaps build a tiny little dedicated medicine storage near the bedrooms. And right now, I think that's probably the best option that we have to save people having to run all the way across the colony in order to gather the medicines and bring it back. We'll still allow medicine to be stored down here because it is used for cooking. But we would have some of the herbs stored very close to where people people sleep. In fact, we could do something over here, perhaps just a little cellar area or something of that like. We'll have a look into that in the near future, though. Russell, I really wish you would just go to bed, though. I really, really do. We'll have to keep a very close eye on Russell and see how that goes. Bilal is unhappy. Let's have a look. Saw dead bodies. Yeah, that is going to happen. We just had some massive raids. Let's go ahead and allow everything, because apparently I may have forbidden some structures in the town in the last episode, which is quite the mistake. Let's also grab some more hay. We actually are running low on that, surprisingly. I may even dedicate a small area to growing it. And you know what? Sure. Let's go ahead and actually grow some hay. Some flax. There we go. Some tall grass. Let's get a little patch of tall grass just over here. Doesn't need to be much. Hopefully that will be good enough for now. But okay, the next thing that we're going to be working on is... Pepsi is unconscious, that's unfortunate. But we're going to set all of them to a neutral stance when they're undrafted. Now, this should help with the situation where when there's an enemy, for example, out here, which is no threat to someone in the bedroom, the person in the bedroom will still get up and flee, because there's an enemy close by as the crow flies. But realistically, no threat at all. They can just carry on sleeping and healing in bed. That would be what we would want. How are you doing there? Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. Dr. Lady Tara, good. Bicklow needs some tending. Dander needs some tending. Dander is actually incredibly close to not being alive anymore. So please get on that, Bilal. My lord. Russell is going to take care of Bicklow. Fooey's okay. Hopefully after this, Russell can go to bed. We'll see how this goes, but my lord, thank goodness I checked, because the hit points are fine, but the blood loss, no. Blood loss bad. Bicklow has got 74% blood, so that's actually not so much of a problem. Now, it's going to take some time for Manu's blood to recover. The treatment will expire. Understand that. You need several treatments on a particularly nasty wound before it is completely treated. Some settlers are unconscious. Wounds need tending. That's Russell. Peps, I am sorry, mate. I truly am. Truly. Settlers are losing blood. Dander is being taken care of. I should have been paying more attention to that, really, but there we are. All right, where's Mousy Karina right now? Mousy Karina sleeping down here. Could you take care of Russell? That would be wonderful if you could. Thank you very much, as Russell is losing a bit of their blood. Right, okay. Good. Well done, Belial. Okay, most of the people who are badly wounded have now been treated. We are going to have to continue to treat them, but that is going to be something I'm going to have to micromanage quite aggressively. As you can see, most of the colony is wounded and is going to be laid up for a couple of days, which means that the people who aren't are not going to have anywhere to sleep. So the next thing we're going to do, and the reason why I was cutting down some long grasses, is we're just going to quickly throw down a couple of beds in here to give them at least somewhere that they can lay their heads. We are going to have to get some sort of bunkhouse, I'm thinking. Much in the same way that you play Banished, you quite often, in addition to having private homes for families, it's generally a good idea to have a barrack or a larger house where many families might live. It's not the ideal place, and generally speaking, you want them to move into private accommodation as quickly as possible, but it's there to give them somewhere to sleep other than the cold, hard ground. And it is better that than nothing at all. So that's the way that we're going to be operating with that. Now, let's have a look at you. You're doing okay. I'm going to keep a very, very close watch over our peeps for a little while. Belial, what are you doing? Did you fall asleep standing up? Is this like a Rock Lee situation? You care so much about healing people that even though you'd lost consciousness, your body continued to apply healing. I don't even. Well done, Belial, but you are now drafted and now undrafted. Please go to sleep or maybe go and get something to eat. Either way, What a trooper you are. But I'm going to take care of the colony for a little bit. It is going to be a lot of micromanaging to try and make sure that no one dies of blood loss. And I will spare you me fussing over everyone without getting much progress made. And I shall return you when hopefully the colony is a bit of more of a fit state to get work done. So see you very soon. Welcome back. It is day 11 of spring. Spring is almost over. And as you can see down here, unfortunately, people will just pick the first bed that they can find. Now, with that in mind, building a bunkhouse is going to be a detriment because it means that we're going to lose out on the much, much better bonus for morale of sleeping in a private room. That's a little bit of an issue. We are going to have to try and think of a way around this problem. And I already have some ideas, but we'll put that idea of the bunkhouse in general on the back burner for the time being. But the main thing is everyone is healthy, and quite a lot of the hauling work has been done. Now, that is a large part because I have risen hauling priority. A couple of people have asked, why do I have hauling priority lower? Ooh, settlers are becoming annoyed. Why do I have the hauling priority reasonably low? It's because it's so much easier for me to temporarily buff or drop the priority of a single job, that is the hauling job, than it is to rise or lower the priority of the myriad other jobs that might be getting in the way of hauling. This way I can very, very conveniently rise or lower the priority depending on how much hauling work there is. And right now there was quite a lot, and I am going to let them finish bringing this in before we get to that. But Danda, why are you so unhappy? Very thirsty, hungry, lacking in entertainment, and deprived of religious activities. Well, that is actually rather awful, I must agree. Go ahead. Really? Why did you not? Your schedule is now leisure. So you're going to go and have a drink. Well, hopefully this will help you out a little bit. You shouldn't be desperately thirsty at the end of it. There we go. 8 at a table. No longer desperately thirsty. And hopefully you're going to have ate an exquisite meal. There we go. Mood should be getting a little bit better now. Though you're not going to be a very big fan of sleeping on that bed. You know what? Since we've got the other beds there, and this is causing an issue because we kind of do rely on that rather large 8 morale buff from having a private room, we are going to tear these beds down. They were a temporary solution, and they did help, but it's time for them to leave. Maybe that's what we could use the bunkhouse for, is I could lock the door to prevent people going inside there if it isn't a priority for them to be able to get in there and take care of their needs. That may well help out. Let's go ahead and start bringing that in. Have we brought in the last little bits? No, we've still got a couple more to move. There we go. Thank you very much, Fooey. Let's have a look in our storage pile right now. It's not looking too bad down here. Things are coming along. We've got a lot of longbows down here now. Actually, quite a lot of longbows. Ooh, that looks amazing. Let me have a look. How many longbows? We've got 5 of 5 longbows. Okay. Well, that means that everyone who's currently just on range is bumping up to longbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and indeed 5. I guess the other 2 are just going to have to wait, sadly. We can't force them to have a longbow when there are no longbows around, but hopefully we'll be able to get some more longbows made. There we go. Just make sure all those shortbows are allowed and they can move them around. Okay, well, while all of that's going down, how about we continue work on the Great Hall? And for this, I'm going to rise the roof a little bit. Actually, one of the things that I was planning on doing, and this was, again, largely inspired by comments, we're going to unlock clay brick making. Because this should give us access to clay bricks, which should give us access to clay shingles. And I think the different colouring on that will be amazing for this roof. So let's go ahead and pop down some kilns. We'll just pop 2 down here temporarily. Hopefully that will work. Actually, are we making these out of clay? Yes, we are. Let's not make the kilns out of clay. Let's make the kilns out of stone. There we go. Bump, bump. Perfect. Right. Have we brought in the last little bit from outside? Yes, we have. Fantastic work, everyone. We're going to allow a little bit of time to pass with that then. Though at this point, I think we're in a good enough state on hauling that we can now drop hauling priorities back down. Settlers are becoming annoyed and there aren't enough beds. Well, they're just going to have to live with that for now. I am terribly sorry to say. There we go. But who's becoming annoyed now? It's still Dander. Ate at the table, stepped into an Oak Brethren shrine, slept in an uncomfortable bed, slept outside, deprived of entertainment. Well, yes, that was the other problem, is these were technically outside because they're not a part of a room. These aren't rooms within their own right, which was a bit of an issue there. Hopefully we'll be able to get everything together, though, and soon things will seem a little bit nicer. Right, with that, we're going to pop down some merlons. These ones are going to be flush with the wall here because we don't need killing floors. No one is going to be pressed straight up against this wall that we need to attack. So that should be fine for the time being. We're also going to want to lay down the first floors around here as well. And up here, I'm thinking, well, honestly, there's no reason to have the merlons proud of the wall here either. But maybe by this side we will actually go all the way out. That said, one of the things that we didn't manage to forescience, we forescience standing on the merlons, we've forescience standing behind them, and anecdotally, I feel that standing behind them offers better defenses. It wasn't simply about how wounded our people were. I noticed that at least one person misunderstood my comments. I wasn't saying that people were being wounded less. I was saying that people were being hit less. The hits were causing enormous damage because we didn't have particularly good armor on. But the actual instances of being struck at all seemed to be higher with people standing on the merlons. So I'm not sure if that's going to affect it. Another suggestion was the angle of incidence. So if we had taller walls and so there was a steeper angle of attack, perhaps that would offer more defense as well. And I could certainly understand how that would be the case. That will be something that we can perhaps investigate on this side of the Great Hall. I don't know. But someone did suggest that maybe just having the merlons flush with the wall would be worth for sciencing. So sure, we'll do that with the Great Hall. I think that will be fine. There we are. We've got a kiln almost built. Thank you very much. Let's have a look at what we can do. We can make coal and we can make clay. We need 20 clay, 10 fuel, and the resource produced is 20 clay bricks and 50 ash. Well, I would very, very much like this until we've got 200, please. There we go. And thereafter, go ahead and make some coal until we got 50. Actually, let's make until we've got 100. Let's not be too crazy. I don't know how much we're going to be using of these, frankly. So we'll see how that goes. The coal will be particularly nice, though. Let's make sure that we are not using wood. We will... hang on. Construction material. Interesting. So the fuel and the construction material are separate. Okay, well, I'm down with that. We'll see how it goes. Glad I noticed that, though. Otherwise, that might have confused me a little bit. But slowly but surely, we should bring everything together. What are you up to in there? How are things going with productions? We are presently working on... Oh, we're down to the white straw hats now. Nice. And summer is just around the corner, so it's good timing on that, actually. Very good timing. Okay. That looks amazing. Let's go ahead and place a little bit extra on there as well. Let's go for a metal torch on this wall. Right there. I think it will look lovely. Absolutely fantastic, in fact. And should we have an extra merlon here? No, because of the doors. Good save there, because I was about to do it, and then I would have been frustrated later on. Alright, that one is set up, so let's do exactly the same over here. Do until you have 100. And we don't want to use wood, either for fuel or construction materials. Then finally, make 50 coal. Now, I imagine the coal is straight up going to use wood. Yes, 30 wood to make how much coal? To make 20 coal. Well, you know, that's actually not bad at all, thinking about it. Right, the final part of the quarry here to be dug up, and then we can build stairs down to the next level as well. And that should help us out quite a lot. Now, since we have built the steps in here, I have noticed not a single person eating away from this table, and I have been so happy for that. They go down there, they grab everything, even drinks, and just come straight back up. And yes, I do notice that there is a stool out of place, but since we're going to be replacing all of that reasonably soon, I'm not too concerned about it really. Now then, we've got our first clay bricks on the way. Now, does a worker need to be there? Yes, a worker needs to be there for the clay bricks to be made, which honestly is a little bit odd. This sort of thing, you would set it going and then you would wait until it was done rather than have to sit there and watch it. But okay. We are making some more... we're smelting items for metal at this point. Okay, and we're making a couple more buckets. We've got plenty of leather helmets, which is very nice to see. Very nice to see indeed. We'll hopefully be able to get everyone equipped with that as necessary. Manu has not grabbed the longbow, though. That is unfortunate. Do the longbows require a certain level of skill? It doesn't look like it. But alright, I'll allow Manu to just go and grab a ranged weapon then. It doesn't seem that we had enough longbows. No, we definitely still had enough. Curious. Let me have a look then. Do longbows require a certain level of skill? Oh, they do. 10 marksmen. Does Manu not have 10 marksmen? No, has 9. Okay, well, fair enough. Dandy, you can equip one, though. So let's get you with a longbow. My wife's biggest fan, you cannot. So you stay with the short bow for now until your longbow skills have improved. Okay, well, that's fair enough. I'm completely okay with that. It's good to see, though. Very good to see. Let's make sure that we have re-allowed whatever items have just been dropped. Also, I would very much like some peeps to... Oh, there we are. Summer. Summer appeared like a warm blessing, coaxing the settlers to shed their warm clothing. Now was the time to build underground storage to keep food fresh in the sunny days to come. Oh, I'm way ahead of you. I really would love it if you would head out and do some hunting, though. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie on that one. Let's have a look. In terms of hunting... Well, honestly, maybe I should pop these up to 3s for those who are actually any good at it. Otherwise, they're just not going to get done. They will never have enough other jobs. This will at least... They'll do their primary jobs and then they'll do a bit of hunting. I'm okay with that, I think. For the most part, at least. There we go. Right, we've got our clay bricks, which is fantastic. Let's have a look at what we can make with those. So we can make very ruddy-looking brick walls. Can we make... Ooh, those clay brick floors look lovely. They actually look really nice. Like terracotta tiles. Doors. No, that wouldn't have affected it. Okay. Quite ruddy looking brick windows as well. Stairs. And the real test will be the clay shingle roof. Okay. Well, this is what I want. Let's get that in place. Now, it's going to take a while for us to get all the way down there to be able to build it, mind you. But still... It should be what we need. Right. Let's have these merlons going all the way around. Full perimeter. All the way down. And then we'll get the corner ones as well. And once we've got all of that in place, as well as the flooring, then the Great Hall will be complete. Let's hope that it is actually great as well. We'll see what the roof looks like over here. Hopefully it's sufficiently fancy looking, but we'll see. Let's pop down a brazier here and here, and we'll have ones at these corners as well. And there we go. Just to light the night, and if there is a possibility that it'll help any archers stay warm while they're up there, then I'm totally okay with that as well. Okay, our peeps are getting increasingly better with their various trades, which is fantastic. I'm really liking the way that our area is starting to look now. We do still need to add in a taller tower over the Restitutionist church here as well. Perhaps something like this, as that gives plenty of room for people to walk around still. Alternatively, no, I think that would probably be the best one. There's a nice tall tower about there. Though that is going to require that there be a support able to carry it. Because this is, well, it's stability 2. Might actually be okay. It might actually be okay. But let's have a quick look at how we could set this up. Something like that. We could possibly even have a little bit of a wall there as well. Most of this is going to be windows, as I've mentioned previously. So let's get rid of those and replace these with proper windows. So one here, there, and then quite a few going down to allow some beautiful rays of sunshine into the chapel. We can have this entire wall as windows as well. I think that will make for a very nice effect. However, we are going... Well, actually, we can remove the floor from within, so that should be fine. Yeah, I think this will look quite nice. Though, I will take away one tile, because I would like to put some torches in here as well. A little bit higher up. Though... See, there's a part of me, the gamey part of me, that wants to have plenty of light in the room. But thinking about it, no. Whilst having vaulted candelabras and candle holders along the walls, that does give a beautiful ambiance. There's also something to be said about vaulted ceilings so high up that the darkness claims them. In the day, you can see the beautiful murals painted across the ceiling, but come nighttime, the ceiling is lost in an infinite expanse. There's something absolutely wondrous about that, and I am all for it. Now, one thing is, how are we going to open those windows? It would be beautiful if we had like stained glass windows. That would be absolutely amazing. But we might not be able to do anything with the windows in here, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. I wonder, is there any possibility that we could have some stairs? We might. We might be able to have stairs. Either that or just a little door at the side with a very small balcony going around. We could do something like that, I suppose. We could have doors here and here, and then a tiny balcony, which would allow us to get up there to open and close the windows. Only these ones are the real problem, because I don't have a way out to affect them. The side ones, of course, I can just open and close whenever we want, but we'll see how that all works. Hopefully it'll work well. Ooh, right now, let's have a look. How does that look at the proper height? I don't like that, I'm going to be honest. That looks a little bit off. However, what we could do is have limestone tile at the ends, kind of capping the roof in a way. That might give it the look that I want, because I don't like the way the brickwork interacts with this. But that isn't to say that we can't get a really nice effect anyway. We'll see. I think that will actually look marvellous. Yes, the Great Hall is really coming together now. Really, really coming together. How's our research doing? We're not up to the point of getting decorative banners again, sadly, and we're quite far away from getting furniture. I think we're going to need to up people's priorities on research, realistically speaking. I've got too many jobs for them at the moment. River Knight, you do harvesting. This is a problem. Alright, I'm going to pop your rolls up a little bit higher. I'm not going to do it for Pepster. Well, actually, you know what, Pepster, sure. Let's pop that up at 2. Let's get some research going. We need more books. We need quite a lot more books. In fact, there's a lot more to learn. Okay, that little clipping issue there isn't great, but I still think that overall the effect is nice. Honestly, if it was just this, though, if it was just those clay shingles, but had the texture of this wall from underneath, it would be perfect. Indeed, that's something I think could benefit in general. If instead of taking whatever texture is based on the tiling, it took the texture of the wall that it was built on for the side panels like that, that would be so much better. Just in general, I think that would be a much, much better solution. Right, but at this point, I feel that we need... No, I need... Oh. Oh. Can we do this for the entire... Oh, yes, we can. Okay, throw open the windows. Open every single one of them. It is summer after all. Go forth, my stewards. Open the windows. How high is your priority for stewardship? Yes, it's level 2, so these windows should realistically get opened pretty quickly. Just as soon as people have completed the other priority 2 jobs, which most of them will get to fairly quickly. We should start seeing the windows start to be thrown open, which will give a very, very nice look around here. I can also turn off all of the braziers, which may be worth doing, at least the internal braziers, not so much the external ones, because those are there mostly to create a nice bit of light in the darkness, really. I am actually surprised that it's taking so long. Okay, we need to get a new flight of stairs just down here. Hopefully they can build that. And then once they have, we're going to start digging away pretty much everything down here. Let's get all of that set to be done. I'm going to wait for them to finish the stairs, though, before they do anything else. Otherwise, that could cause me some problems. Are you heading out to build that? Because I would be amazed if you are. Oh, that's fantastic news. Well done, my wife's biggest fan. There we go. So the next level is complete. We can now start mining proper. Oh, you could just walk straight off. Okay, well, that definitely helps. Let's wait on stripping all of this away then, so that you don't get completely isolated. There we go. Got quite a lot of work yet to do, so I'm going to drop a cut here and allow the people of Woven Tales to get more building done and hopefully open these bloody windows. As the sun beat down, sweat poured from the workers' slick backs. They tired quickly in the blistering heat, wilting like the crops which needed to be tended and harvested quickly before they withered. The workers needed shade. Some worked after sundown. Well then, okay, that is unfortunate, but I guess this is what we've been preparing for this whole time. Right, now we don't have many straw hats, certainly, but we do have some, and hopefully that's going to help out a bit. Let's go ahead and start switching everyone over to straw hats. Up to now, it hasn't been necessary to swap everyone from winter clothes, but I guess those of you who can't swap to summer clothes can just walk around naked, and hopefully that will be okay. Try to avoid the sun, though, obviously. You don't want the sun beating down on a bare back. Let's switch everyone over to summer attire. We've got quite a few summer clothes, but this is going to really put some strain on our tailors right now. We have made a decent amount of progress. It is the 5th day of summer, and I was considering bringing you back shortly. We have managed to open up all of the windows, so at least that is something. However, we are going to need to turn off all of these braziers. Every single one of them. Let's select you. Can I get you? There we are. All of them off, please. Now, I'm not sure if that will have also selected these. No, it did not. Good, good, good. However, I do want these ones off as well. So let's make sure that they are all set to off. Every single brazier in the colony should be turned off right now, if you would be so kind. There's going to be a lot of naked peeps around for a little while, but hopefully that won't bother anyone. Still smelting some items in general and getting some items made. Summer clothes, yeah, you're going to have to make quite a few all of a sudden. We had a grand total of 7 that were available, and we need a grand total of 6 more. But all in all, that shouldn't be too much a problem for our tailors. But oh my goodness, this heat is gonna be an issue. Let's hope that people are able to find some nice cooling clothing reasonably soon. Welcome back. It is summer day 9. The heatwave has passed, and you'll be pleased to know that absolutely everyone in the colony now has a fresh set of summer clothes, and indeed some straw hats. So everyone is in a pretty good state, and only one person doesn't have armor. It's amazing. But I brought you back because finally our Church of Restitution is complete. And I honestly did not expect it to look as good as it does. This is absolutely amazing. I am so happy with this. Now, what would make it even better is some additional decorations, though I'm still kind of holding on to our research right now. I would very much like to get furniture too, so that we can have the best possible table for our Great Hall. But the Great Hall itself is coming along very nicely as well. As for maybe some torches or something around here, I'm glad I didn't put any on the upper walls. We are able to open these from below, so that's actually quite nice as well. So if I do that, it looks rather stylish in here. Now, as for whether this is all considered a single room, I'm not sure. If we turn this on there, the bottom floor is certainly considered a single room. This one is not. So I am willing to say that it does include the presence of the upper floor, because until the roof was put on the upper floor, the bottom floor did not consider itself a room. So I think it is actually paying attention to the verticality of the room as well, which is rather lovely. Now, one thing I could have done is I possibly could have put these up there, but I think banners would probably look a little bit better ultimately. As for down here, I think maybe popping in some nice iron torches would be the way to go. Let's get a couple of these in there. One here if we could, and one here. Now these will add a little bit of extra heat to the room to be certain, but that should be fine, I would imagine. And we'll add a couple more of these just to get the right feel in that room. Things are coming along very nicely, though. Here we've got a few more merlins to place down, but mostly we're waiting on the remainder of the wooden floors. You'll notice down here that I have placed in some game tables just in front of the window, so there's fresh sunlight can illuminate the games as people play. We've now got quite a few game tables, so generally speaking, people are always able to manage their gaming needs as well. I'm really happy with where this is going right now. Now, hopefully, Belial is going to be able to help out with getting these last few items done. As for research, we are actually starting to build up the thesis now. We're up to 18 now. I believe that the most we're ever going to need for anything is 15. But I'm going to allow them to build up 30. That way we'll be able to, at least in terms of the thesis, get 2 researches done in one go. But there we go. We've managed to place down a couple of the torches. That's wonderful. Now the torches themselves will add a little bit of heat, but I don't worry about that one too much. With the windows open, that heat isn't really going to affect anything. In fact, the room is cooler than the outside, which is actually quite amazing. What about you? 19.5 degrees, 22 degrees inside, 19.5 outside. Okay, well, this room is rather warm. We will have to see how that pans out once they've finished all of the ceiling there. All of the braziers have been turned off across the colony, which is helping. And I think the grove here is coming along fantastically well. This place looks beautiful at this point. One thing I do want to draw attention to is that trees will age and then die. Quite contrary to the way it happens in real life. The trees basically last, I think, about 2 years in this, and then they're so old they'll just collapse under their own weight and rot and die. I'm not sure if you'll get anything back when they die on their own, but you will occasionally hear the trees collapsing. So bear in mind that you might be losing resources unless you prune the dead trees rather actively. But one mature tree is going to seed so many young trees around it that ultimately, if left to its own devices, I think the world will just get more and more forested over time. So generally speaking, you're not going to run out of trees because they all grow too old. I don't think that's anything that you're going to have to worry about. Now, how's everything going over here? My world's biggest fan doing some good work. Thank you very much. River Knight has turned 53. Happy birthday, River Knight. It also super helps if I don't press the button to turn off the recording instead of mute my mic when I'm about to cough. That is crazy helpful, all things told. Now, oh, there we go. I think this actually did select the entire room. That is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. It seems that the doors are what define the room. Over here, we don't have a room up there because there's no ladder that leads up there. But here, we can see the entire room's verticality in the kind of blueprint mode. Honestly, I think we need to take a moment to just appreciate how rare that is in even in games that do allow for a Z level. That is really uncommon. And so I think we need to say, well done, devs, on that one. That is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But there we go. There is our finished Great Hall. From the outside, and then from the within woven tails. And then, of course, all the way down into the Great Hall itself. This is marvellous. Right, now, have we got anywhere close to the research we need? We do not, and that makes me ultra sad. But what we can do is use the wood that we've got to set up the basic furnishings. I think we're going to go ahead and do that. And you know what? We're also going to grab the banners as well. Pomp, there we go. I want those banners. Right, so to make a Great Hall, now what do we need? We require... Where are you? Bedroom. It really is the last one, Great Hall? Okay. We need at least one wooden table, medium or large, or quality table, medium or large, or a stone table, medium or stone table, large. We need 6 wooden chairs, or wooden stools, or stone chairs, or stone stools. At least 8 banners, or large banners, or one side medium, wall shield decorations, wall deer head decorations, and at least 4 torches. Iron or wood, doesn't matter. Whether on wall or not, doesn't matter. Can't have any hay beds, hay sleeping spots, shrines, or any other workstation. All right, now I'm hoping that these do not count as a workstation. We will find out, I guess. Let's go ahead and start putting down the decorations. We want a large wooden table. Of course we do. This can sit right in the middle there. We also want the best possible chairs all the way along it, in every direction. There we go. Pop those down. Very nice indeed. Very, very nice indeed. Do we want any braziers in here? I think we've got a few. Let's have a look right down on the bottom layer. No, we don't have... Oh, no, sorry, we do. We do have some braziers right at the back there. That's fine. In that case, then, I'm going to say... Perhaps we will have... some additional braziers, maybe there and there, just to add a little bit of extra heat. Most of these are stone, so these metal ones will be particularly nice, I think. We are also going to start putting up the decorations. Now, we've got banners, we've got wall decorations. Some shields, I think, would be lovely. Where do we want them? I wonder. We're going to have to build some mounting points to be able to get around here and do this, but that should be fine. We just need a little bit of floor there and there. And we're going to do the same over here, because I would like to have the deer heads right here. Honestly, this is part of my part of the fun that I had with Valheim, just coming out in this game. I loved decorating my house in Valheim. I can't wait for the Hearth update with all of the extra things that we're going to be able to do. As for the banners, now let's have a look at what we've got. Now, I have been told that we can get all kinds of different banners as well with this, so we may well be looking into that in the very near future. Ooh, I think I've got a bit of a plan. How about we pop some banners down on this wall right here? I think that would be marvelous. We will, of course, have to make some access points to do it, but still, because I don't think these banners necessarily are going to stand out, especially with all of these beams all over the place. But I think having some really long banners here would be wonderful. Some tall banners and then some short banners maybe. No, I think we'd be going a little bit too heavy into the banners then if we did that. However, we could have them in these spots between the walls. I think that would look lovely. And yes, we don't need this many decorations to make it a great hall, but look, it's decorations. What were you expecting? course I'm going to put down all of the decorations I possibly can. I think we can go back to having some wall decorations over here, though. Let's go for... Yeah, let's have some shields again over on this side. I think that'll look really, really nice. Perfect. Now on the lowest level, anything more that we want to place down here? Sort of and sort of not. I kind of like the wall decorations being high up. I feel that they have more of an impact being high up like this. So we'll just go ahead and add out a little bit of extra room. Just out so that we can get to these spots and build them. But this should create our Great Hall. Ah, what a Great Hall it will be. Truly, it's going to be marvellous. How's everyone else doing? Now, we definitely need to get into building more homes. I feel that this is actually becoming a really high priority at this point. Where we're going to do that, though, is a little bit more complicated. I am tempted to build out a little bit more of the area over here and square it off. We could perhaps then have some sort of tower on this side, which would project our force to this end of the map and also kind of cover the quarry a little bit. I think I'm down with that. So let's start the idea of building out some walls. Now, oh, well, here we go then. I was about to say that the game was being unusually kind. We weren't having to fight any enemies, but here we are, mindless assassins. They appeared silently, eyes hollow, hair wild. Smelling rancid and daubed with blood, everyone in Woven Tales recognized these pillagers as assailants of the most deadly kind. They were beyond reason, with nothing left to lose. Did they bring trebuchets? They did not. Hooray! That would have been a bit silly. It's like, oh yes, our tiny little assassin force. Trebuchets! That's not an assassin's force. That's a military company at that point. All right, well... We could even go out there and start harassing them right away, and I'm kind of tempted to. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of tempted to. All right, let's do it then. We've got an awfully large amount of peeps. Let's grab all of our ranged peeps. You are now all drafted. I would like you up here. Go, go, go. We're going to use this defensive area that we designed oh so long ago to our best advantage against the enemies. I would like this to be... Well, you know what? I'm not going to lock it. I could. Oh, they've begun their assault. Well, that's fine. Let's potch down here. Let's get a couple of you over there. Move out. You two can hold tight here. There you go. Engage as they approach, please and thank you. Right up next to this. My wife's biggest fan. Let's get over there. I don't believe they've got any kind of ranged attacks. So we should be able to do horrible things to them from this vantage point. And this is why I connected this up so long ago and took away any way for anyone else to get up here. Is so that we could do exactly this. This was the long... We were playing the long game with this one. It's taken this long to get to a point where we can actually make use of this this positioning, but very glad to have it finally. There we go. Keep it up. Do as much damage as you can. Perfect. There we go. You really picked an awful place to attack with your melee weapons. Really you did. You brought no archers. Fools. Madmen. Crazy sorts. Right, let's get you lot down to the gatehouse. Be on the move. Let's move down. And we're just going to continue to move up as we get the opportunity to. Our traps should slow them right there, since it's going to stop them in front of the gate. Bicklow, where are you headed? You're not headed out, so that's fine. Honestly, I don't even see... We're at that point now where we don't even need to really rally all of the troops. We just need to rally some of them, and we're good. As long as no one decides to go and do some work outside, that's the only thing that could scupper this plan. Dr. Lady Terror in a fantastic position there. And off in the distance, I'm not sure if it'll come through on YouTube, but a tree fell down somewhere. My wife's biggest fan, you can move there. Honestly, this is kind of disgusting what we're able to do here. This is absolutely awful. We are mangling them. They stand no chance to survive. I would say it is like shooting fish in a barrel, but honestly, it's probably easier than that. Water will slow a bullet down. The beleaguered settlers came under attack in the summer of 1353. Their ordeal continued for 3 hours and 37 minutes. Really, it was an ordeal for the attackers, frankly. Mercifully, all the settlers survived the raid, didn't even get hurt. I don't even think the attackers managed to try to hurt them. It wasn't even a case that they managed to deflect the blows or dodge them. There simply were no blows to deflect or to dodge. 13 sworn enemies, however, died during the fight. Dr. Lady Terror, as always, was the bravest of the settlers, dealing the most blows to the foe. Thankfully, no settlers were hurt by enemy weapons or words. I think we're beyond caring what the likes of assassins have to say, frankly. Your words can't hurt us. Our arrows, on the other hand, are very, very good at hurting you. There we go. Fooey, you know what? Just, I don't even need you there. My lord. That was disgusting, what we were just able to do. Right, you can go ahead and pop that one back onto default. That was absolutely brutal. In every measure of the word. Well done, everyone. Now then, the best way to end this episode would, of course, be to have a great hall set up. So we are definitely going to have that done. Let's have a look at how things are going. Putting up the braziers. At this point, we've actually got quite a lot of iron ingots. We've got 317 iron ingots and 90 gold. My lord. There we are. Woven Tales insignia. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. We can put our own banners, our own art into the game, apparently, which is really, really quite nice. It's apparently a very, very easy matter to just adjust a file in the game files with your own banner designs if you want to. Though with that, actually, thinking about it, we do want to pop some banners up out here as well. Let's have a look. I would like a banner that hangs to the side. Yes. Yes, something nice, something like this. Actually, maybe not this one, because it makes it ends up making it look like it's trying to use sails to float. In fact, let's see. Would this look better over here? I think it would. Yeah, let's pop those over there instead. This will be quite nice, I think. There we are. It would be especially nice to have some banners kind of fluttering in the breeze outside as well. I wonder if we can do that. Oh, there we go. Great Hall complete. Huzzah! And again, I love the depiction of the rooms in this. Kind of reminds me of Fortress Craft Evolved, the way you could observe your base, which in that game could be mind-bogglingly huge through kind of a holographic interface. It does remind me of that in quite a few ways. But there we are. We've got a great hall now. I would love to see how this is going to affect people's moods when they eat in there. That is going to be a big thing. But there we are. Everything is done. We've got one or two more things to go. Actually, we don't need to build that. We can get rid of this one as well. They should be able to get those banners in place. We also don't need this, so that can go now. As can these. I'm not sure if it's going to matter to them, whether or not they have nice tables or not. But let's remove these just in case. You know, we've got the beautiful chairs. You know what? Though the table isn't anything to write home about, it's still a large table. So we will be able to replace that later on. Banners fluttering there at the top. Perfect. Let's get rid of both of these as well. And we are very soon going to have our hall complete. I am so happy. This has been so long coming. My lord. So long coming. But there we are. Right. Fooey, I need to know. How do you feel? 8 in a great hall. 8 at a table. Okay, well, those are the two things. You've got +8, which is the same as turning away a raid. I was actually expecting, I'm going to be honest, I was a little bit expecting some larger returns on the Great Hall there, but okay. Do you get any kind of benefit for just being in a Great Hall? No, you don't. But that's fine. The Great Hall, when you eat in the Great Hall, is going to give you the equivalent bonus now of having your having personal quarters. Actually, an exquisite meal in the Great Hall is going to be even better. Ooh, wow, yeah. If you eat a fine meal, or an exquisite meal in this case, at a table in the Great Hall, that's 16 morale. That packs a heck of a morale punch. I would not be surprised if we start seeing a lot of our peeps have extremely high general moods going forward. How's our food doing at the moment? It's doing kind of okay, I think. We've got a lot of meals, certainly, but the heat is something of a problem. 70 degrees outside, 9 degrees inside. Still, we've got a decent amount of stuff down here. Let's have a look at the stews. They're going to rot in about 4 days, unless it cools down a bit. The smoked meats, pretty much not going to. 2 years, they'll decompose. They won't ever rot, though, which is actually quite nice. And, of course, our beer and rough wine, they're good for an enormous amount of time. The general foods, about 13 days for those. Do we have any fine meals in here? Doesn't actually look like we do, which is a bit of a shame. That is quite the shame, actually. Let's have a look down here. Why is that? Why are we not making... Oh, we are. They're just not being carted off. That's not the best. I clearly need to bump up hauling priorities again, but I think that is probably going to be where we wrap up today's episode. I don't like finishing an episode if we haven't had at least a little bit of a raid, but honestly, we have done an amazing job today. We've also gone all the way through spring and most of the way through summer. We're about to hit autumn once again, but our Great Hall is finally complete. I think in the next episode we're going to put a couple of more banners around this. I think we need a little bit more decoration for the outside of the Great Hall, but overall I am beyond pleased with how this turned out. We'll pop the roof back on for the full effect. I think that as much as I was afraid that our workshop area was going to overshadow the Great Hall, no. I think the Great Hall has truly blossomed into its own here, and you can even look inside through the windows. I think that's perfect. Okay, well, that's going to be it from me. I really do hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Do let me know what you think we could do to spruce up the Great Hall, and in general where you think banners could be placed, so on and so forth. I would definitely appreciate the feedback on that. And again, as always, if you like what you saw and you want to see more, you do know how to let me know, and that is with a like or a comment below. But that is going to be it for today's episode. So until next time, and as always, from myself and everyone from Woven Tales, do take care, everyone.